Hello guys, this is my 2004 Honda 300EX. Basically going to be explaining how I built my 300. Now there's going to be some things I'm going to say, as far as what I did, but basically all it is rider's preference. And if people say, oh, I can't tell you, it's my secret, and it's not really a secret. I mean, I've been, trying to get help from a lot of people, but they're like, oh, I can't get away with my secret. But I'm gonna start at the front end. You don't have to, but I really like these shocks. They're like $80 on eBay there. People, they switch to bigger shocks just so that the front end lifts up and whatever a shock does basically, when you're leaning side to side. I don't know too much about the shocks, but I just went with these. They're cheap and they're right off eBay there. So, but for my front end, basically, before I can get my angle, when I put my quad on the ground, I get like a lot more angle. Basically, I cut my lower control arm, and then I haven't done it yet. But I don't know, because I'm going to be switching to the 450 control arms and the spindle. And I might put a bump stop right here, but I got to go and I got to cut these ball joints off and hopefully figure out where I can get those, these over here. I need to get these, but the nowhere around where I'm at has them apparently. But another thing that you want to do, especially on these 300s, I might do it, I don't know yet, but if you go through, you got to cut these two bars and make a bracket. It's called a quick steer bracket. And a lot of people do the brackets different, but I was told by a person to basically go from hole to hole, 2 inches on center. Basically moves these back, and then if you want to get full lock, instead of turning like all the way like this, you probably barely have to turn. And plus it also makes it like really easier to to turn and everything. Definitely make sure you have a good front bumper, because you are going to be smashing into people, and also Nerf bars, and also a rear bumper too. And if you can, make a good heavy duty one, because if you have a pretty expensive exhaust system, well, you're not gonna have it if you don't put a nice rear bumper on. So basically, you want to go out and get yourself, they're really hard to find. It's there's a lot of them on eBay there, but they all need rebuilds and stuff like that. And the rebuild kits are getting kind of hard to find. It's the ATC 200X rear shock, and all the shocks that I've basically seen there on eBay, the top bushing part is out of them, and I thought I was going to have to order one, and I ended up ordering one, but it's not going to be here for a little while. But found a trick. If you just take the stock 300 shock and you take that little metal part out, and it will literally slide into where the bushing goes if you don't have that rubber piece in there. I don't know if they have one. This one didn't have one, so but then your swing arm. Now, like I said, rider's preference, and also all depends on track conditions and stuff like that. People normally cut them 2 to 3 inches. Over 3 inches, I just think that's a little overkill, and your quad starts looking really weird, because almost looks like your front and rear tires are going to be touching each other. But I cut mine 2.5 inches. And basically what I did is I sent out my swing arm to a guy. He cut it. There's a big portion right here. He got all that out, put some angle in there, and basically that shock fit right in there. And another problem that I'm having that I haven't done yet, I'll get to it here, is whenever I sit on my quad and I put weight on the rear, sorry for the phone shaking, it's freaking cold. But anyways, my frame will hit the top of my caliper. And a lot of people, they make a bracket that basically takes this and moves it down here. I don't really want to do that because I heard from so many people that they move it down here, you know, the water gets in there, it freezes the caliper up, and then you ain't got no brakes. And otherwise you got to put it on a heater, but I don't think that's really good, especially with the piston and the seals inside. Make sure you have good carrier bearings too, because you're definitely going to want that. Make sure you have good bearings and seals all the way around. Another thing is to go and get, like, I don't know, like a pantyhose or whatever, and put over here, or put over the top of the filter, and make sure you keep on changing that. You know, make sure you have a couple of them taken on and off every single race, and basically that'll take the, you know, all the moisture in the water out. And a lot of people, they don't make custom air boxes on here. I don't know why. Basically probably because it's harder, you know, to make with all that stuff in the way. But I've seen it done, and a lot of people said that they have a lot of time into them, and I'm not gonna run one, so it's whatever. But I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but basically, as far as what I'm gonna do with the problem with that hitting, so I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna cut, and I'm just gonna basically cut a section out, and I'm gonna bring it straight up to the top here and straight back up here, and then I'm just gonna put a crossbar that goes up to support it a lot better. Because if, you know, when you're ice racing and stuff, you're gonna be, you know, doing nothing but bumper carts, and I don't want to take this and bring it all the way up there to the north. So, but now your tires, it's all depends on rider's preference and how you groove them. You're going to be spending 15 hours plus grooving one damn tire. And these tires are $110 a tire, which is outrageous. But this is how I bought these tires off someone, but basically everybody does their tires just like this. They go through and they cut them or whatnot. I'm gonna have to get new ones, but I'm gonna probably get that before the season starts. But basically, that's I think that's, oh yeah, never mind, forgot. If you don't know how to hook up a tether pole kill switch on a 300, I looked on YouTube and I could not find good videos whatsoever. So you're gonna have basically two wires coming off of here. One wire is going to be going to your frame for ground, and then on your ignition coil here, you're going to have a black and yellow wire. And you just take one of the wires, splice it into the black and yellow, and then you got your kill switch. And I would highly recommend it, just so, you know, there's less stuff on your bars. I think this just came off like a little cheap fucking, I don't know, 80 four-wheeler or whatever. A little Chinese type of four-wheeler. And it's just, you know, a little push button, whatnot. This, eliminate that. You know, just, if you find the exact same one, the color of the wires is green and white, and yellow and orange, it looks like. Basically, just take 2 wires, and then you're gonna have like a whole bunch of wires and stuff. Just splice them into each other, and eliminates the big huge kill switch with the lights and on and off and the push button. You don't need all that, especially for ice racing. And basically you'll have room for this. And also for ice racing, you don't need them whatsoever. Go through and everything for your front brakes, just take it all off. Sell it, get your money back for what you're putting in the quad. And also more room on your bars. And if you're going to strictly have your quad for ice racing, just cut this out. I'm actually going to be doing that. And then you can just go through and you can cut that, because you want your quad pretty much as light as possible. Actually, the guy that I got the rear shock off of, his whole entire frame, he drilled holes in them, and he like knocked off, he said like 25 pounds or whatnot, just off the whole entire frame, or the whole quad I meant. But no, redoing my plastics and everything, because apparently paint didn't stick very well. And I'm also getting my seat sent out to Moto Seat. I really highly recommend them. They're out of California there, and they're basically a really good seat cover. I have one on my 04 Kawasaki KX250F, and I freaking love this seat. Now, that's one thing I forgot to mention. People do go and they groove these little ridges right here. There's all different types of styles of these front tires. People run just stock tires. They go out and they buy these sand tires. But basically, they go through and they just put a little groove in here so that you can get more bite on turning and stuff. And a lot of people, they don't run netting in here. Don't ask me why. I guess I'm not going to basically try and figure out why. But other than that, this is just a stock motor. You don't need to build it, you know. You don't need to build your motor all up. All them 450 guys, you know, they're building up their motors for the rubber class, and they're doing nothing but spinning out because you're putting way too much, you know, power in the rear wheels. I can't remember if I mentioned this, but on the 450s, if you have one, you don't have to cut those out, and you don't have to cut your lower control arm, because this right here is flipped upside down, and this part of the wheel, it will turn so much that it will literally touch the inside of here, especially if you put a quick sear on. And also, how I'm getting the most angle out is I took an angle grinder and I cut on each side. I don't know how much I cut, but I think I cut a little too much out of it. Just go through and basically cut that out right there, because that's what is going to be giving your angle and stuff. But well, yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. If I forgot something, I'm sorry, but I'm all new to this, and I just been learning over the past year, and this is what I have for ice racing quad. But I will be posting videos of me ice racing, because there's really not that many out there for non-stud, especially 300 EX. But yeah, other than that, if you're located around Gladstone and Gwin and everything, if you're up here in the UP, Upper Michigan, because a lot of people don't know what Upper Michigan is. They just think it's Canada. If you want to see my quad and see how it is, it's nothing special, and I'd really like to see you guys there. It's been getting big over the last couple years. So, but other than that, If you have any questions, please let me know. Please like the video. If you know anybody else, please share the video to them. Other than that, thank you for watching.